Banana slam jam.
Terrorblade, in my experience thus far, wins pretty much every lane this patch. What they did to Terrorblade was they gave him base damage. They took away a 5 damage at all levels for Metamorphosis, but they gave him 4 base damage. So that allows him to then level Conjure Image and just out CS people, because between him and his illusion he has 5 extra damage. They also nerfed his base armor a bit, but then buffed his HP regen, so he's already really good against physical damage dealers. Now he's also decent against harass because of the extra 1 HP regen he's got. We got Spider Pigs smoked up. Gonna find Insania. Gets caught by the Impale. Funnick going for the high five. Coma gets the spin. They do cut the tree in order to release him, but it is just too little too late, in the words of JoJo, as DNZ, he's camping the hill. Has the ward. Looks like they're pinging it. It's either... I can never tell if it's light blue or teal that's pinging that. I think DNZ is the one pinging that, so I don't know if Liquid's onto them yet. Will they be able to get a bonus kill? Boxy will play a hero with a taunt, and he will spam it all game. As it's almost off cooldown, Boxy. There you go. A little bit of a support battle. Mickey comes over with the reflection. It helps win this trade, but Lion only hits for 50 damage. Like, that reflection illusion hits for about 30. Really not that great, but it's something. I think Mickey underestimates Conjure Image level 1. Maybe against Pango it's not all that good, because a lot of these Pangos are going for the shield crash. But notice how much damage he is taking. Does already have 6 stick charges. A lot of damage items on the Jug. Hero I haven't had too much luck with this patch, the Juggernaut. But it's a pretty free Jug game, in the sense that if he spins, he's pretty much invincible. The only damage is the right clicks from TB and the ult, as well as the static link from Razor, but none of that prevents him from running away. So once he gets that bonus movement speed from the Shard, he should be pretty invincible as long as he pushes that spin. And the only thing preventing it is the Mars Spear, which is telegraphed. So I have a hard time imagining them really locking down the Jug. I think the way they'll beat the Jug is by making it so they kill everyone else with their arena combo. But I do like Pangolier as well against the Jug, or against the Mars, because he has built-in magic immunity. The best way to deal with arena is to just leave, and the problem is most heroes have to buy a BKB to do that, but Pango does not. DNZ tried to get that big creep, but the big creep goes to the creeps, so nobody gets it. Quakefa, mid lane, pretty even so far. There was a slight CS advantage for Noob, but he had also killed an extra wave. Quakefa goes over and catches the wave. Really good play by him here. Will he get the... almost gets that range. Nice denied by Noob here. Noob, I believe, was the player I reviewed who had 40 CS on Viper at 5 minutes. He does this whole stack and farm small camp every minute play. I think he was in more of a dominant lane matchup that game, so he focused on the lane, staying on his hill, and then stacking. But in this case, he's just making sure he incorporates the camp every single minute. This is a great player to learn from if you're looking to optimize that small camp usage, because he literally has the most CS every time. Oh, so Quakefa thinks that the link is going to be enough for him, but really cool move by Noob there, knowing that despite 72 damage being taken, that poison attack is plenty of damage, and forces Quakefoot to TP to his own tier 1, but he has no salve or anything. He is going to bring it out late. This could be a disaster, because if he dies, he just straight up has no TP. Noob going on the aggressive, 3 points in the poison attack. The ward paying off! Oh, Insania, you didn't de-ward, man. No! That's actually really bad. Looks like Jug's getting out CS, but he is out leveling. This happens a lot with Mars. Most supports don't feel safe to walk up to lane. And since Mars is so good at denying range creeps, the carry will oftentimes get solo levels because the support is too scared, but then he won't win the CS battle. So this is pretty common for Mars lanes. As nice Quelling Blade from Boxy. I was busy looking at this thing over here, but manages to cut the tree that LeBron was trying to shackle him to there. He also killed the Courier of Jug, so I noticed him do it, but I didn't talk about the repercussions. Coma probably had his boots on that Courier, So if Taiga lives, it was from the lack of boots, but no, he does not. Boxy's still only level 3. No points in the spear. I like the idea behind his skill build here. Because he's going boots double bracer, so he wants to win like the right-click CS trade, which he is winning. And since he's against a carry that's really hard to spear, because like the times Jug's going on you, he's spinning anyways. He's able to have enough mana to lane despite going brown boots double bracer. He wants the boots for the spin, double bracer for the CS. But then if he were to take spear as well before level 4, he just wouldn't have enough mana. So that's kind of cool. So Mickey doing some Terrorblade things, winning his lane by 12 CS. Just Terrorblade things. Nothing exciting going on here. Koifa looks like he's kind of recovered, but let's check out the net worths. Oops, that's current gold, my friends. Net worth, he's ahead by 1,200 gold on Viper. Viper's pretty busted right now, I would say. The only counter to Viper is ganking him. And the problem is that Liquid has a Coddle 5 and a Phoenix 4. So Viper's got absolute free reign of this game. There's just no way he's ever getting ganked. The only hero that would gank him is Mars, and, you know, that's just really obvious because Mars would be missing from lane. So I would say this is smooth sailing for Viper for the foreseeable future, and that's why he's allowed to go for this Boots of Travel rush. So we're going to see what he elects to get done with that. A lot of pressure being put on Liquid by virtue of the advantage in the mid lane. Quakefa's going to have to play much more of a farm-heavy game, while we're going to look to see a farming, but yet always present, omnipresent Viper. So Boxy putting a little bit of pressure on the bottom lane. TP in from Viper that we mentioned. Probably going to go down here. And he does. That's the problem, man. That's what, 7 minute. He didn't even have the Boots of Travel yet. So his TP will be longer cooldown. But the Boots of Travel will give him a new TP for like the 4 noobs in chat that still don't know about this. Top lane has DNZ diving into a Coddle and a meta Terrorblade who was using it earlier. I also didn't even mention this, but you also have the Chakra Magic that usually doesn't work on ultimates. But Terrorblade's ultimate is effectively his Metamorphosis, so you can also lower the downtime of meta pretty significantly with that Chakra Magic. Funnick, what are you doing, my friend? Okay. So I think Funnick is making a pretty big blunder here. He went for the Orb of Venom versus Terrorblade. And Orb of Venom works on illusions, which means that Orb of Venom is given to the Reflection illusion. Mickey. Gonna get gone on by noobs, stacking up those poison attacks. Goes for the ultimate, but he's TPing tier 2. Is he gonna die anyway? I was just looking here because we don't. The cool men don't look at explosions. He does live because of the stick charges, but may have to sunder his Coddle once he gets level 8 here. Come here, supporty. I want to sunder you. DNZ looking, double damage. Oh. But Orb of Venom works on illusions, but Orb of Corrosion does not work on illusions. So most of the time, if you're an offlaner against Terrorblade, you should go Orb of Corrosion if you're going to go Orb of Venom. Stealing the stacks is Spider Pigs, but they are here to contest. They're not going to let this go for free. Mickey has Sunder, but you can't Sunder through BKB anymore. This is in 2019. Sunder's his Phoenix at the end of the day, or sorry, his Keeper of the Light. So yeah, usually when you're against Terrorblade, if you get that Orb of Venom, it's pretty much required because you gotta f yourself, right? So pretty weird that he had so much gold. He had like 900 gold and he had still left it Orb of Venom. Might have gotten him killed to that Reflection illusion. But Coma gonna rotate top. Sania doing a really good job with the ward vision for information. Really nice ward placement so it doesn't get dewarded by the common sentry spot. Defending himself, defending this tower, buying time for his team to make a rotation to bottom. We see Razor, Quakefa, both teams mirroring each other on the map. Standard things. Nobody sitting in their dead lane feeding like all the 2K coaching sessions I watch. Both teams doing professional level things. BSJ, does this happen every single game? Is this why you tell us? Indeed, it does happen every single f***ing game. Sorry guys, I'm chilling. But they do get the top tower. They're going to get the towers at about the same time. But they might be able to defend if Spider Pig so chooses. They have pretty mediocre tower damage without the Terrorblade, who has elected to stay farming the newts. But Spider Pig seems content. They're going to start applying a bit of pressure. 10-minute catapult on the mid-siege. Oh, nope, they are going to defend. It's so obvious when you know what objectives matter in Dota to know where the fight's going to happen. As Funnick gets in, Boxy defensively arenas, but actually gets knocked back out of it so that all of these ranged attacks can pelt him anyways. Funnick looking for more with just that orb of venom. As top lane, Coma feels perfectly safe here. Yes, he will be forced to TP, but this is exactly what we were talking about. Does feed the healing ward, I believe I saw there. But Quaver going for the Yule Scepter. It's nice, you know. You can dodge the Omni Slash. You can cancel TPs, but you can't cancel that spin TP. We may be looking to see a Basher / Abyssal Blade on Mickey at some point this game, because they need some way to deal with this Jug Spin, as not only are they forcing somebody to TP top, this is exactly why you do it, but now they know there's no Razor defending this high ground, kind of similar to what we saw here, which allows the rest of Spider Pigs to invade the triangle, getting a kill on the support, and Coddle being one of the crucial D pushers here is going to allow them to actually poke at this tier 1 tower. Good pressure coming out from Spider Pigs, but Liquid, just being the strictly amazingly better team, really do like these guys, is going to have Terrorblade join the fight, potentially jungling near while Mars pushes in the bottom lane towards his Blink Dagger. 200 gold off, doesn't quite have it yet. Phoenix goes in, gets the Terrorblade. Metamorphosis right clicks to bring down the lion. Maybe a bit of questionable decision making here. Funnick does pick up the haste rune and he's going to roll on out. Egg was used, arena was preserved. Koikfa almost has his Yules. They're going to hit a pretty decent power spike here. Terrorblade, though, not going to have Metamorph. So it is worth considering. Really pointing out where these heroes, like, disperse to. You know, we see Boxy go right back to his home in the bottom lane. We see Terrorblade playing the defensive carry route this game. It's more so because his offlaner and mid don't play like this. And because Terrorblade is just like Wraith King, he can play both the push route and the defensive route. He's going to elect to play defensively based on his teammates. Very cool stuff here as Koikfa gonna farm up a bit of H's, gets the stack, was a bit concerned for a second there. Boxy, brown boots, Blink Dagger, so he had a sense of urgency to get this Blink Dagger. Maybe gonna try to catch this Jug with his pants down, but just took the Omni Slash at level 9, by the way. Something I've seen pretty commonly. I've felt the same way. Omni Slash at level 6, at least at the highest level, feels pretty underwhelming. Most people don't just let you Omni Slash them, and it doesn't advance your farm at all, so unless you use it on creeps, cap up. So Boxy gets the spin, gets the spear before the spin into the tree. Coma spins, probably not going to be able to TP out of this. Wait, can you target the healing? Even with full duration, I guess they didn't have the Eye of the Storm was kind of the problem. As Funnick diving mid, I thought they were doing enough damage there. They do have the finger, elect to use it on Insania. Spear saves D&Z potentially there. Was considering the use of the arena, but elects not to. And the cool thing about holding that bottom tower that we saw for Spider Pigs and why it's so commonly done is once you boot the enemy team out of the bottom, it's really awkward for them to commit back. So notice how they preserve this tower, and it's still there. And they were looking to punish Koikfa, who, I promise you, if I was Koikfa, I'd be dead right here hitting the tower because I really want to finish it off. But Koikfa, he's most likely going to be dead. No, he's fine. This is really good game sense. Questionable arena by Boxy, as it looks like he needs to take a break and set it over his head after whatever the just happened there. I think he assumed they were going to chase. So really good, I'll say really good discipline by Spider Pigs to not pursue there, baiting a reaction from Liquid. Beautiful plays, guys. Beautiful plays. That early Rod of Atos coming in handy. With the Fairies Trinket on Viper, that feels fucking good, man. Yule's onto the Lion, D&Z. No Plasma Field to slow him down. Coma's chilling, rushing a Mjolnir. With two heroes that, or with a hero like Pango that goes in for you, and the degree of invincibility that he has during spin, I can get jiggy with it. You're against the Phoenix as well, so the attack speed for the egg is super nice. Went for the treads even, so he's recognizing that he has no threat to himself. He's going purely for the aggressive items, which makes it a very ideal Jug game. Is he going to hit the egg? No. They're going to elect to disengage. Funnick going to roll on out. Viper ulti on to Koikfa as they actually get the Yules into Spear. That was not the Mars's Yules, though. So a little bit of a combination Yules break there. And Viper, yes, he's very farmed, but he's got Boots of Travel Atos. So not exactly a team fight menace. Nice spear through the trees by Boxy as he gets the 3-man arena, bouncing against the walls. DNZ Funnick tries to swashbuckle back into the middle of 5 heroes. Not sure what he was going for, but Liquid is going to turn that into a tier 1 tower. Mickey living the dream as always. And this is how I feel every game I play Jug in this current patch. I'm 2-0-1, and I'm against a fucking Terrorblade, and I lost. This is literally my life. BSJ, why don't you play Jug? This is literally a personification of why I stopped picking Jug this patch. Moving on. Boxy's bottom lane, going for Yules of his own. Insania pushing out the top lane, so Liquid doing a really good job of pushing out all 3 lanes, something that's really important to do when you don't have your ultimates, because that's how the opponent forces fights, is by pushing lanes. So the opponent says, well, we can't force any lanes, so we've elected to go for the Roshan. So both teams doing pretty standard things here. Liquid used all their abilities, push out all 3 lanes. SpiderPigs knows this, forces an objective. Looks like they're setting up on bottom. DNZ has the Hex. From in the trees, really well played LeBron with the GG tree from the Ironwood tree. This is a sick fucking inventory. Look at that. Dude, stop buying those items. Stop it, LeBron. Look at this inventory. That is the kind of inventory I want to see on my supports right here. Give me that 50 attack speed, dog. Koikva up. They actually catch Tyga on the side. I think Liquid assumed that SpiderPigs was going to disperse. Like, they weren't just going to stay there. And he goes for the ring around the Rosie. Pockets full of Posey. Ashes as Koikfa TP's out of there. Boxy is going to fuck up the ward. Is it the same thing as last time? Does he just healing ward spin TP? Or just... Oh, he has Aegis, so... Okay. The cool thing about that play from Liquid there is they actually forced all of SpiderPig's top. So... I think that was a bit of an overreaction. But almost every time in competitive that you see either team initiate onto the opponent carry, it prompts an immediate reaction. So we're going to see a 4-man smoke. This is very standard as well because SpiderPigs just TP'd 4 heroes to a tower. It's really difficult to get back out there. You know, just like when you break up with your girlfriend and get it back out on that dating scene. As we see a Arena catching the Lion who's leading the charge. Sunders his like 50% HP Coddle. But that's Jug for you as he spins and just dies with the rest of his team behind. Gets the spear. Boxy, the only stun in the game, somehow carrying this. I like the tenacity from SpiderPigs, but we're seeing a bit of over-eagerness. Their number 1 net worth hero has these items. I think it's really important lesson for you guys to learn that even though the opponent, you know, doesn't have Aegis, maybe it's a time to like smoke out on the map. This is an example where I know for a fact tier 1 players would say, we're going to smoke because we just TP'd 4 heroes here. It's super awkward. But we're looking for a pick-off. We're not looking to like fight them. We're looking for like a pick-off, maybe a ward, you know, just get back out onto the map, just like I said in the dating life. But in this case, they went all in. They tried to bring her home with them, and it didn't work. They got straight up rejected and slammed into the face. As Boxy gets caught in the top lane, Impale, Blink Dagger on the Lion, is going to be in the dead lane. Noob brings him down. Koikfa almost got a BKB of his own. Is my humor not funny at all? I only got 1 lol for that. GG. Oh! LeBron scouts out Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Let me roll on up to you, dog. You're so fine. As he gets shackled to the tree, the Mars Arena actually breaks the tree. That is a saving arena. Will he get the sun? Dude, just under your offlaner. That's what he's there for. As he ends up going down. bursting the Terrorblade before, doesn't get the egg kill, spins to commit, line with the slash, doesn't manage to jump, targets though not quite far enough. Taiga, 3 for 2 in favor of Spider Pigs. Wow. Not gonna lie to you, I have now watched 2 games of Liquid playing Terrorblade, and this silver thing here, this little icon that's silver, which implies how much a player has played a hero, is quite apparent. And as a unbiased Liquid fan here, I actually think him not playing a shit ton of TB is going to be an issue in these qualifiers, because I do believe this hero is the best carry of the entire patch. So Mickey, you know, if I was Blitz right now, I would tell you to go out there and play about 25 games of TB in the next 3 days. That would be my advice. Because that's the kind of shit where you know to sunder an ally because you see a BKB'd enemy in front of you. And if you haven't played enough Terrorblade, you're going to mess it up. The shit where you micro the illusion from here to here towards the end is also a Terrorblade problem that you only do if you haven't played the hero very recently. You know how I know this, guys? Because I hadn't played Terrorblade in a while, because I was busy, you know, casting events, and then I noticed that these were little things that I was doing that I no longer do. Boxy gets the arena onto DNZ. Scanned to know that he was there in the first place. Didn't even know he was gonna find. There was a surprise inside those trees. What was it? Opens the Cracker Jack's box and finds a lion, my friends. Liquid seems content to control the top half of the map. They will eventually have to go back, though. Will Insania get the shard? Gives Coddle the old recall. I don't know. His inventory was much more stylish when he only had the Solar Crest. But Boxy, I don't think you can do that. I'm like 87.4% sure you can spin that every single time. I know you can't do a lot of things, like you can't phase shift and shit, but I'm pretty sure you can spin. Maybe he played Terrorblade on Smurf. Well, I'm literally giving you examples of things you would do on TB if you hadn't played a lot of TB recently, and he's doing all of them. So, it's not about, like, whether or not this is silver. It's clearly he hasn't played enough TB. Like, the mistakes he's making, I guarantee you somebody who's played 50 games of Terrorblade in the last 6 months would not make these mistakes. Spider Pig's getting wrapped around on, just like your mom last night, as the 2-man arena on the 2 supports. Those 2 are pretty impactful. They represent, like, 90% of the control for the side of Spider Pigs. Only a 2k net worth lead, though. Insania is going to make sure he cuts the mid-wave. Koikfa cutting the next one. Really good play. So if you're ever going to do this where you occupy one half of the map after you win a team fight, it's super important to have maintenance on the mid lane. I could write an entire video on this shit. I could literally make a video from this 1-minute segment of what teams are both going to do in regards to the mid lane. Notice how Insania went back and killed this creep wave. Koikfa cut this creep wave. Funnick cut this creep wave, and now Funnick's going to attempt to run back and cut this one, and then he's going to run into a dire ward and potentially feed. Are you guys ready? No, it looks like since they're all alive on the side of Spider Pigs, they're actually going to elect to back off on the side of Liquid, and Funnick, instead of going the aggressive route, took the conservative play. I or Lukey would have done this and died, but Funnick, that's why he's still in the qualifiers. So now we see a potential fight. Liquid does have the vision advantage here. Gets the D ward. Oh, he's so scared. He's so scared. Funnick rolling on in. This is a zoning roll for the D ward, I believe. As Liquid is forced to scurry away. Scurry away. Glimmer Cape Mars. DNZ, man. What are you doing? This guy is good. He is I'm going to tell you guys. If there was a heat map, like where everywhere had like a 1 through 10 of the most dangerous areas in the map, a scale of 1 to 10, when we're talking 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes plus, this square is the most dangerous area on the entire map. And DNZ must have known that, because they went on him and he instantly reacted. I mean, they probably could have blink Yules'd him, but let's just talk about this, chat. This right here is the most dangerous square on the entire map past 20 minutes. Okay, as we see Liquid Catches the Pango. He can roll up, though, I think. No, he can't. Not the same as Jug Spin, it looks like. I meant like the Shard roll up, but it doesn't work out. Crucial pickoff for Liquid. No buyback. Could I actually pop the Metamorphosis? As Coma has the double damage rune bottled box. He still has Arena up in 3 seconds. They did scout with the illusion. Noob going in as they elect to zone everyone else while Mickey finishes it off. Noob is just going to appropriately die full to 0 without doing anything. As DNZ getting speared up at the top, bottom, it looks like LeBron is scurrying. Coma is blade dancing away. And Mickey is so fine, he blows my mind with that Aegis. Who gets the shard? Phoenix? Coddle? Nice. So we do have the recall online now. Is lowering the cooldown of that Metamorphosis. Keep spamming those Chakra Magics on me, dog. Give it to me. It's actually significant. It's every 10 seconds you're reducing another 6 seconds. So look at this. Doink! Imagine Metamorphosis having like a 20 to 30 second lower cooldown. That's what this hero does. Koikfa has Blink Dagger, Cheese. I will say, Liquid has a really cool idea of Dota. Like, look at this mid laner, Razor. Blink Yule's BKB. Offlane Mars, Blink Yule's Glimmer Cape. Catching top as we're talking about items. DNZ hanging out in the arena with his best friend Noob. As Noob says, see you later, buddy. All you have to be is not the slowest person, the second to slowest person running away from that bear. As the bear opts to devour the lion. Man, I actually feel like Kyle right now. I really went somewhere with that. As Coma has the Manta, Mindbreaker, a lot of attack speed. Hasn't taken a level 15 talent. Really? So, this is pretty common, the 1 point stats, or 1 point Blade Dance and then stats, but not taking a 15 talent. Is 2 all stats really better than 20 attack speed or Healing Word cooldown? LeBron gets the stun onto Mickey, who has that lower cooldown Metamorphosis. The roll into the Yules, trying to lock him down, messes it up a little bit. I played Terrorblade against Pangolier just yesterday, and all you do is just right-click him while he runs in. He took the Conjure Image Duration talent, so he's a lot of illusions when you combine that with the Chakra Magic Reduction and cooldown. The Mjolnir Manta, pretty classic combo for Jug when it comes to cutting creep waves. Jug illusions themselves don't generally do a ton of damage. Doing Juggernaut things when you're in a game of no BKB piercing disables. Still no basher on the side of Mickey. I'm perfectly fine with this. You know, if you're a 2K player and you just wanted to copy-paste these 5 items every single game on Terrorblade, you'd probably win most games. Because these are the 5 ideal items for Terrorblade in the current meta. Follow it up with Satanic and your Gucci, but they've already got the Paladin Sword, which means he could maybe elect to skip the Satanic. I don't think Terrorblade needs that much lifesteal. He just needs some, you know? Butterfly? Question mark? No. Daedalus is the strictly better item on Terrorblade nowadays. In most matchups. Like, if you could blanket statement one of them being better than the other, Daedalus would be better than Butterfly. And Scotty would also be better than Butterfly. As Terrorblade walks up the high ground, pops the Metamorphosis with the Arcane Rune going, smoke up from the side of Spider Pigs. Spider Pigs, rolling in like Spider Pigs do. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't, because he's a pig. Look out, Mickey's literally killing your fucking base. As they get the arena onto LeBron James. Oh, wait, that's just LeBron Dota, sorry. Comb up. Taking down these illusions. Gets himself a little bit of extra gold with that double damage rune. Does take the Healing Ward cooldown. Blade Fury DPS. Still no shard. As they actually get the Hex Impale onto Terrorblade. But that SNY. Why, may you ask, does he build that instead of Manta? Because it's just strictly better. Stop asking me. As Koikfa running in. Aegis does expire. But it's just a Terrorblade Aegis. Not too big of a deal. Coma actually getting thrown back into the enemy team against his will. To dodges the egg. And dies. And looking like a GG. A very appropriate K to D for the Jug. 3-2-2. As I believe the primary source of the 3-2-2 was when they picked Juggernaut. If you asked me if I could play 100 competitive games, and I was forced this patch to play 100 games of Terrorblade or 100 games of Jug, I would say, what do you think? That's even a legit question? I'd pick Terrorblade every time, as we got Mickey wailing on some bitches. That's a big-ass Terrorblade, my friends, as he laughs maniacally. Jug still on the sidelines for 28 seconds. The best team in the literal world about to take Game 3. There was one fluke of the best-of-3 series. That's why we're stuck in a Game 3. And we are going to be most likely ending the game. But can they stall for another 13 seconds? Will the Liquid Gods themselves have some mercy? They will. They do elect to back off. The nice thing about Terrorblade is he turns the lineup into Terrorblade and 4 supports. That's because, you know why? Because Terrorblade does literally everything else. He pushes lanes, he hits buildings, he kills people, he does a shit ton of physical damage. He does literally everything. So everyone on the team can just build like supports. Oh! Now that's fresh. That's freaking fresh right there. That right there. And the funny thing about this is a support item in this game. Because the only reason he bought it is to screw over the Jug, not because it's good for Razor. As we get the Yules onto the Hoodwink, who has decided to run in face first. Hex onto the Terrorblade. Can they burst him? Does he get the... Oh, he sunders his own Razor, but it manages to keep him alive, and Quakefu was BK beat, so he's perfectly fine, as well as Noob gets speared back into the team, forces himself onto the high ground, but the reflection gets the finger. He gets out. The Lion Finger, not quite enough. If he had 3 finger charges, would have gotten it. Double damage rune for Terrorblade. Does Electra go for the Butterfly? I think in every game, if he didn't have the Paladin Sword, he would have gone Satanic. But now he elects to drop the Paladin Sword in favor of the Spider Legs just because he wants to rub it in my face. And he now is going to walk down the mid lane. But unlike my pub games, he's actually looking to let him kill their Ancient rather than the other way around. And that's going to be GG. In favor of Liquid. What carry pick would you have picked to have a better chance against the Liquid draft? So, this is how Dota works right now, from my perspective. Let's remember that my perspective is limited, alright? If you are against Terrorblade, and you are not allowed to pick PL, you lost. Good talk.